Well, good afternoon everyone, and welcome once again to Ed's Orchids. Now it's absolutely roasting here today. It's about 25 degrees outside and it's about 37 in the greenhouse here, and it's a little bit hot for these Masdevallias. So I'm going to have to repot these anyhow, because it's a few weeks since I had them, and anyhow I'm going to, they're due for repotting now, so that's what I'm going to do now. And I mean, I could have left it till tomorrow, because the forecast for tomorrow is that we're down from 25 degrees to 10 degrees. You can't believe it's possible, but that's the sort of part of the country we live in. Anyhow, we'll get on with doing these Masdevallias. Right, the first one we'll take out is this insignia. No, it's not an insignia, an ignea. Masdevallia ignea. Beautiful thing. So we'll see what it's like. The actual root system looks absolutely beautiful. It looks like it's just in bark with a bit of moss, damp in the middle, very loose, and usual thing in the middle. Absolutely wet through and dead. I don't know whether you can see it or not, but all this area here in the middle at the bottom of the crown, all the roots are dead. So I'll have to cut all those off. So we'll just put that on one side, because we'll do them all together. And that's the stuff it was in. It's very, a bit of chopped up sphagnum in. Well, I've got some tree fern roots, so I'm going to put that in instead of the sphagnum, and with some nice new bark I've just got. That's very good. Now this one's the Masdevallia vecchiana. So we'll just take that out and have a look at it. It's got one leaf yellow in here, so that might have to come off. Don't know whether I'm doing it right, but I always like my plants to look neat. Right, there's something coming up here. I think that might be a flower. Can't be, can it? Anyhow, somebody might tell me later. I'll get the camera and have a close look at the roots on this. They're superb. Absolutely superb. I'm going to put them in slightly wider but much deeper pots. It's not, yeah, there's a bit of coconut husk in here, and well, I'm pleased with these. I'll just twiddle it round a bit so I can get some of the loose stuff off. So I can get it all out and see if it's the roots in the middle of this one aren't dead. It's nice and damp, and it looks like there's a bit of I don't know whether it's rock wool or horticultural foam. The usual bits of sphagnum moss. I don't know, can you see me from there? I'm a little bit nearer, then you can see what's going on. And in the middle here, there are, I haven't found any dead roots yet. So that's a good sign. Plenty of new growth on the roots. Dig down into the middle, see if we can get the stuff out. I'm not a lover of sphagnum moss, as you know, but these plants are absolutely fantastic. I mean, those roots are wonderful. Do you know, I like to leave this moss on top. I think I will. And you can see there's new root growth there. There's new root growth coming up down there. I want to take this leaf off because I don't like the redness and the yellow on the sun. So I'll just nip that off right down at the bottom. Makes the plant look much nicer. A little bit of white on there, so we'll get my little magnifying glass and have a look. A little magnifying glass. So let's just have a look, see if this magnifies it 20 times. So we'll just have a look, see if I can get... Yep, I think that's one of them little white furry things. There's another one there as well. Yep, that's another one. So we'll just give that a little spray before I forget. That's all it needs. But that one is doing so well. I'll bring the camera nearer later to just have a look at them. And the other Masdevallia is a Pyxis. And this is doing nice. This has got some growth on it, but the roots don't look as good. Yeah, there's some dead roots on this one, so we'll get rid of those. A nice hard root stock there. Plenty of new roots coming out. Plenty of them. Where's my scissors? Here we are. So we'll just get rid of these. There's a whole bunch of them here. A whole bunch of them. They're all very soft. Yeah, just pulling away. But there's plenty of new growth on it to take the place of these. That one's okay. That one's a dead one. That just wants nipping off at the end. That one's a dead one. And I think that's about it. So let's get the camera and have a closer look at them. Oh, before I do that, I've got to cut these roots off in here, haven't I? These dead ones. They're just pulling away. The whole centre of this one, this is the Vecchiana. It's gone. So on the whole, I'm very, very pleased with these. Right, let's get the camera and just have a look at them a bit closer up. Oops. Right, this is the other one. This is the Vecchiana. Got some beautiful, beautiful roots on this one. No dead roots at all, and no dead roots in the middle. Absolutely gorgeous. And there's the nice little bits of moss growing on top that I don't want to get rid of because I like the looks of it. Some nice new growth coming up there, if I can see it. Yeah. And I was wondering, is this a flower spike? Whoops, let's get the camera on right. Is this a flower spike coming off this plant here? There. It's coming off this one. It's coming out there and then coming up. I wonder if it's a spike. It'd be nice if it was. I could do with a few spikes. There's nice new growth coming up there in the middle. So that's the Vecchiana. That looks really good. And then we've got the Ignia, where I've cleared the dead roots in the middle there, and it's got some beautiful new roots here. Absolutely good. New growth or new roots coming up there. Come on, Eddie, keep the camera on where you're filming. And they all seem to be doing well. It's a bit warm for them in here today, but quite pleased with these plants. I'll see how I go on with Masdevallias. I've never had any before, but if I'm doing wrong, I'm sure Mick will come and tell me what I've done wrong. So I'm going to pot these up, and I'm putting them in a little bit bigger pots with plenty of air in them. Right, so I've got this nice new bark here. It's a nice medium size, somewhere around about 9mm to 16 or 17mm. That's beautiful. And I've also got this tree fern. So I'm going to put that in instead of the sphagnum moss. I'm not going to put a lot in because this holds quite a lot of water. And the Masdevallias don't like being wet, but they like being damp. So if I put too much of this in, it'll keep them too damp. So I'm just going to put a bit in so it's got areas in which are always damp. So that's just the two things that I'm putting in: the bark and the tree fern. So the first one we'll pot up is this Vecchiana. Absolutely lovely. Pot size, just perfect for them. You know, they like to, it's like the cattleyas, give them room, you know, from the growing side round here so they can spread and they'll be alright for a couple of years. But these plants like to be replanted at least every 2 years. You know, some of them are terrestrial, some are lithotypes, and not many, or if any, they can find them as epiphytes. But I do believe it's possible to grow them as epiphytes, but I've never seen it. I don't know whether anybody else has not. Anyhow, I think this might have a flower coming. I don't know, is it the right time of the year? No idea. And it looks like there's one died off there. So we'll have that off. Anyhow, we'll start potting it. Put some bark in. Now it's all dry this, so it'll need a good watering afterwards. And then we'll put some of this rather coarse tree fern bark. We'll shake it all up. then it can get in different places, and it's not all in one pile in the middle. It'll get too wet. There's some new growth coming out here, so I'll point it that way and then we'll fill it. No, we won't. What I'll do is I'll put a little drop there, so it just sits on it and keeps damp. And this is where all the bad roots were at the back, so we'll put it in that way. And then we'll fill it up with this nice new bark. Now these need pressing down very firmly because they hate being loose. You know, as far as temperatures go, they'll stand it down to about 5 degrees centigrade, and it'll go up to 25, 26, and they'll stand it even warmer than that, but only for very, very short periods. But you're best to keep them around about 20 degrees, 22 degrees will be lovely during the day, and around about 10 to 12 at night will be lovely too. So we'll just firm this one down. Don't bury the rootstock. Keep it open. And that's the Vecchiana. Now, is that a new leaf growing? Or is it a spike? As you know, spikes are very rare for me at the moment, but we'll see what's what. Just have a quick look at that. We'll see if somebody can tell me if that's a spike or not. See if I can get it with the dark. There we are. Is that a spike or is it a new leaf? Anyhow, I'm sure somebody will tell me. This is the Pixis I'm doing next, and this is, looks like it's got a new growth there, so that'll be pointing towards the middle of the pot. All the bad roots were at the back here, where they've got some good ones. Oh, there's a new growth there, and a new growth there. So I might as well plant this in the centre of the pot. Right, here we go. I'll just do this one and I'll do the other one out of camera shot. You don't want to watch me doing it all the time, do you? Because they're much of a muchness. Just put a bit of that in there and give it a good shake it up to get it mixed up. Lovely. Just a little bit on top there, just a touch, so the roots can sit on it. Put a bit more bark in and a bit more, because it's a little bit low. There we are. Not too much, as I've said before. There we are. And that can sit nicely in the centre of the pot. Well, this is my first time with Masdevallias. By looking at the growth of them, wow, I'm getting a bit hooked on them. But, yeah, I might get some more of these. In fact, I probably will. I'll wait for Mick to tell me what's the best ones to get. I mean, the ones I've got are quite nice. Especially the Vecchiana when it blooms, and the Ignea, which is what is it? They call that the king of all Masdevallias, the fire red, or is it? No, that's the Vecchia, is it? Don't know yet. I'm not that well up and on at the moment, so we'll see. Just press it down, give it a good batting. Little luff bats. And tomorrow I might give them a good talking to. Some people do talk to the plants, don't they? I do, but only when they're not doing what they should do. Don't think it makes any difference though, but as it said, Prince Charles who talks to his plants. Oh well, takes all sorts. There we are, that's the Pixis. Going to give these a good watering now. The water is RO water, and I've put a little drop of Epsom salts in that brings it up to, it's about 90 parts per million, and that's fine. Just to give their leaves a little bit of boost. So, and the temperature of the water is 19 degrees. And my telephone's ringing, excuse me. Well, that was my granddaughter wishing me a belated happy birthday. Very nice to hear from her. She's my first grandchild that she was. I think she's about 30 years old now. But not married or anything, but anyhow, that's nothing to do with me. They can do what they want, these kids. So I'm just wetting these through now. And looking forward to somebody telling me that a few of them are in spike. If this weather keeps up, which is not going to, if it did keep up, I'd probably be watering these once every 4 days. But I'll probably leave these for a week. This is the Pixis. It'd be interesting to keep an eye on these, see how they're growing. But if they're as good as I think they are going to be, then yep, I'm getting really hooked on them. I might get rid of all my slippers. I don't think. Especially the frags and the cat ears. But I might get a few more of these, it'd be interesting. But there's one species I'll never get, and that's Phalaenopsis. Not because they're abundant in supply, it's because I can't grow them. I just cannot grow Phalaenopsis. And we've got two very, very good growers in our society who win awards all over the place, and they can't grow Phalaenopsis neither. Strange, isn't it? But nothing stranger than plants, only people. So that's the last one I'm watering, so thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'll see you all later.